What's up, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, wherever it is you're watching this at, on the net universe. What's up, guys? I have a question for most of my black folks. Yeah, yeah, for my black folks. I want to know, do most people really know the origin of why slavery lasted for 400 years? Or better yet, might be too complicated for most. Why slavery even started in the first place? Everyone know there's two sides to every story, right? All right, but forget about the two sides to the story. To the question, why slavery really started. I've asked everyone I know the last 10 people I've run into, family members, friends. I asked them, and they all kind of said the same thing. All right, they all went down the road of, yeah, the white man, we was taken. That that beginning narrative is kind of false. All right, and how do I know? Because I'm from a shithole country. I'll talk about my country in another video, but and we a little pin dot country on the map, defeated, all right, 3 superpowers and became the first free slaves. So I've dug into a lot of research into certain things, and certain things you cannot find really no real research. All right, you find a limited amount of research on. All right, but the whole slave narrative of how it started, white man going here, white man doing this, it really didn't happen that way. All right, and this is why I say in other videos, I say on Twitter and in other places where I speak to people, I say all the time, stop thinking about 400 years and getting mad at white people for 400 years, right? Because the story is deeper than that. So let it be known, most people do not know the answer of how it really started, but here's part of how it really started. And there's a dude, I think it's Dane Calloway. He gets deep, right? When I first started watching his videos a couple of years ago, I was just, it was very educational. Certain things that I was really researching, and then I'm like, damn, there's other people that really don't think certain things happened the way it did, the way they told us it did. But to answer that question of how slavery really started, it's like the white man does what the white man always do, and greed and money goes hand in hand. All right, the white man really didn't kidnap anyone. The white man purchased, okay, slaves who was sold to the white man. By whom? By black kings. Certain people owe ransom, some people was indebted. Whatever the case was, it was the black king who was selling us to the white man. I shouldn't even say selling us, because it was more likely trading us for goods, weapons, or I should say manufactured goods and weapons and alcohol. Okay, this is what the king sold his people out for. Okay, and this is part of the reason why it lasted 400 years, because I had to go and keep researching, like, why this thing lasted for so long. All right, I made a previous video where I talk about black people, how in all the races, and I use sports as an example, in all the races we dominate sports when it comes to natural abilities. our natural abilities that God gave us is greater than all other races. All right, there are exceptions to what certain people, but as a whole, we dominate, right? And it's like you have to wonder how are we so strong in this and that, and we allow ourselves to be slaves for so long. Okay, again, it happened because we was under the rule of our king. You know, this is why you should never follow a leader, a president, or this, that, whatever it is. You should never follow it blindly, because this is what always happened. You follow it blindly, and then you believe something that's really not true. But you don't have to believe me again. We was traded and sold for goods, weapons, and alcohol by our black kings. All right. There's other parts to this story, but this little 2-minute, 3-minute explanation of that, anyone with a simple brainstem that's still connected can understand this. It is not complicated, because the people I've spoken to today, just my family and my friends, it just went, the white man did this, black people cannot succeed because the white man did that. And I'm like, no, that narrative is wrong. If we come here first generation, yes, we are struggling, but if we do the right thing, we work hard, we save a little bread, save a little money, save a little this, we get life insurance. There's reasons why white people are ahead. It ain't just slavery. It's part of it. But this is 2020. I cannot sit here and keep arguing about that narrative. It's like, what the fuck are we gonna do about it? All right? Beating up a bunch of little white people ain't gonna do nothing. It ain't gonna solve the problem. The problem is deeper than race and color, as usual. But this video is mostly just quick explanation of why the slave trade even started. Just like I just said, trade. They was trading, and the people the king were trading, he didn't care. He didn't give two fucks. And as they saw how profitable it was, and that's how you got everything else. All right, tribes kidnapping people, selling people, because the white man money was good. All right. Again, don't take my word for it. Go do your own research. All right. So before we just be mad at all the white folks, all the white people, my anger is directed more at the motherfucker who sold me. Okay, that's where the anger, is. Because a while ago I always asked, I'm like, damn, why Africans act like, yo, they ain't black? And a couple of Africans I know they're like, nah, black people not like us. And I'm not gonna go say other things they say, but it's like, the stereotype, the narrative. That's what I'm telling people, man. It's like, it goes deeper than what you think it goes. Because Africans, excuse me for most Africans, I don't mean, to offend anybody, but people know Africans, they're cons, all right? Africans, Chinese, are your biggest ones. And then everybody else, because I think they're top of the line with everything, right? But that's another video. But please, don't take my word for nothing I just said in this video. Go do your own research, all right? Let's stop being brainwashed. 2020, we could do what they do. We could hop in the same vehicles to be successful and succeed like the white man does. And I mentioned white privilege. There isn't no such thing. People who had generational wealth, okay, we just know where they got it from. Not because the motherfucker now is smart. Because no, grandpa, grandma, whatever it was from, if it was slaves, it was investments, whatever it was from, oil, gold, I don't care. I'm just saying that's what it is. So that's a blueprint within itself. Forget about all the details of what's what, but that generational wealth is passed down. So we have to start leaving our young ones something to start with, and not just, this race shit. We have to leave them something to start with. Black people don't like life insurance. They don't care about that crap. But that's a start. Investments, savings, buying properties, things you can pass down that will appreciate. All right, that's how we catch up. We start closing, and then congratulations to a lot of black folks that are out there doing exactly what I just said. Respect to all of you guys. All right, who's not buying the bullshit, who are succeeding. Okay, but I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.